Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowles Central. We're doing sort of a game review for you. I've never reviewed this game, but it's not exactly a game review in that it's not a brand new game. I don't know, is that a technicality we can take into account? This is Persona 5, and Persona 5 has been out for 6 years. Is that right? 6 years. However, this is Persona 5 Royal, first of all, which is the deluxe edition, and this is Persona 5 Royal on the Xbox Series X, to be precise. And this is a JRPG series that has famously been PlayStation exclusive for many, many, many years. Lots of offshoots and sub-series and a main series and all sorts of stuff, and it's always ever really been on PlayStation. So now here is a main entry in the game, Persona 5 Royal, coming to Xbox, and I thought I'd tell you about it because if you're an Xbox owner and you've never played Persona before, this is a great opportunity to get involved in this game. I mean, this is a really great jumping on point. Believe it or not, 5 games into this long ass series, this is a good jumping on point if you've never played before, because it's kind of it's a gestalt. It's a perfect melange, if you will. It's a perfect combination of a lot of different things that make it pretty unique, actually, like startlingly unique. Now, JRPGs in general are very different from one to the next. You never really know one series to the next. I mean, there's certain core things that most JRPGs have in common. We can't say that there's not. Battle mechanics being one of them, the style of storytelling. But this is a JRPG that, unlike something like Final Fantasy, which concocts a beautiful fantasy world, well, sometimes more beautiful than others, a beautiful fantasy world every single different time. This is a different story every time, but it's set in a modern Japan. And it's set in a modern Japanese high school, primarily, with high school students, primarily. And this game is so crazy because it combines what you might call like a Japanese dating sim or a Japanese social sim, which sounds more laborious than it actually is. It's actually really fun to uncover the story because it's kind of actually a fun adult story. It's not kid glove type stuff. Kind of looks like it. The art direction kind of looks like that. A cat turning into a giant car, things like that. But it's not. The story isn't anyway. And it combines the turn-based action and combat of classic Final Fantasy all the way up through whatever the hell we got going these days, where that's the case. It's not anything substantial there, except for that the combat is a lot of fun because there's so many components to it. You have a gun component, you have a persona component. The persona is this spiritual being who kind of hangs off you and provides extra assault to whatever battle thing you're doing, right? And there's attacks, and there's leveling, and there's like a tarot card system, kind of. And there's making new personas from old personas, kind of like slicing them up and in a guillotine type thing and making new ones. And what's really crazy about this game is its adherence to Jungian psychology, because there's a collective unconscious element to it. There is this idea of personas, which is definitely a Jungian type thing where, this is where you make a new persona. You literally lop them in half with a guillotine. And this idea that living inside all of us are these personas, and sometimes also living inside all of us there are these desires that have become twisted or somehow dysfunctional or somehow gross in their conceit. And I don't mean gross like meh, but like gross as in just too big, too corpulent, too massive. And we can't handle them, and they have corrupted our personalities. And these phantom thieves, these high school students, they literally go into your subconscious state and cleanse it by beating up all the bad guys and stealing your main treasure until you confess your sins in front of God and the world. It's amazing. And the colorfulness of it, the beautiful animation and art style, and it's on Series X now, so it's the first time on console that it's in 4K. So it's really a wonderful experience, and I know I'm sure if you've played Persona 5 before, none of this will come as a shock. But I got to tell you, man, if you've never played it before, it's on Xbox now. It's in 4K. It's in HDR. I think it's in HDR. Actually, I don't think it is HDR, but it is in 4K. It's at least optimized for the new console. This is a hell of a JRPG, man. It's really great. It's a lot of fun. If you've never touched it before, I totally recommend it. That's all I got to say about Persona 5 Royal. Man, what a game. Do me a favor, everybody. This is my new book. This is called Resurrection Mixtape. I just released it this week. Oh boy. It's on Amazon. It's, it's supernatural. It is a thriller. It is horrific. It is funny. It's got a lot of music in it. I mean, Mixtape, Resurrection. It's a good time. So that just came out this week. So go check it out on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. Adios. Bye-bye.